Trickery. Kelly Green. The deliberate tempter is as guilty as the thief. Kelly the Green Dragon has one jumbo-sized acorn to get him through winter. Squirrel spies the huge acorn and decides he just has to have it to win the forest's annual acorn contest. To tempt Kelly, he fills a basket with rocks and scatters acorns on top. Kelly feels the weight of the basket and steals it, allowing Squirrel to grab the single acorn. But they both lose. Kelly now has less food, and Squirrel is disqualified from the contest for cheating. Notice here that there may be manipulation because of a fear of being rejected. There is no evil intent, only a deep desire to be loved. This card may also indicate that you should practice asking for your true heart's desire rather than fearing someone else's resentment. During trying times, things may be easier if you ask for help. Don't be disappointed if assistance does not come from the place you expect. Who do you identify with? Squirrel, the trickster who deliberately tempts with falsehood, or Kelly, the greedy dragon who's eager to grasp the illusion that's offered, the one who manipulates due to fear, or the one who allows themselves to be manipulated due to fear. When you close your eyes, which one comes forward? Whoever it is, ask them what they're afraid of. Listen, and then ask Spirit for guidance. The guidance may come during your meditation or at a later time. You have called this card and energy into your awareness today because it is time to create a more fulfilling, loving relationship with your inner child. Each person has within them aspects of the child, those parts of us that can be vulnerable, misunderstood, unloved, not heard, and those wounded feelings we hold on to as children. When we take these experiences into our adult life, our connection to the inner child is sometimes forgotten. Have you been beating yourself up lately or been down on yourself and allowed people and situations in your life to affect you negatively? Pulling this card today highlights that you are currently reacting to a situation from the perspective of the inner child. Old wounds may be opened and you may feel trapped and confused. Know that it's time to give your inner child some love and care. Take some time to tune into this wounded being who lies within you. Ask what he or she requires in order to heal. You may feel drawn to go and see a healer or to simply take some quiet time to engage in an inner dialogue with this part of you. Whatever is required, know it's a powerful time of healing and breaking free from these old restraints. It's time to set your inner child free and allow this aspect of you to feel safe, loved, and heard. It is time to be fully engaged and present with your inner child to allow deep connection and healing. Love, love, love is the key. It is also very important to allow the inner child out to play. Life can become so serious and we forget to play, create joy, and have fun. When was the last time you played and felt like a kid? What does your inner child want to do? Go play on a swing? Dance? Paint? Go to the beach? It's time to let your inner child express himself or herself with play and joy. Two of Wands. Making plans, looking ahead. This too sees you focusing on your next steps, and you may be in the process of making a decision. The card often appears in a reading to signify the planning stages of a project and can relate specifically to travel. You may be in discussions with others to schedule a trip or otherwise find a way to expand your horizons. In relationships, creative and romantic partnerships are favored. You connect with someone who sees the world as you do. I focus on what I want and make it happen. Indicating transition, the yellowing leads us into the next phase of our alchemical work. Envision the yellowing as pages of a beloved novel or the ochre blanket of leaves in fall. This color seeps out to signify the beginning of the end, a return to zero. Even a deep bruise finds a yellow tint as it reaches its final phases of healing. In contrast, yellow can be the marker of long-awaited growth, as seen in the first rays of the sun and the cheer for Scythia in February. Whatever its message, yellowing tells the truth. It leads us forward. Like the vibrant canary in the mine, warning of what's to come, take heed. The transition is here, whether by yolk or by bile. How to respond is up to you. It's likely you already know. Gate 54, Divine Inspiration. Challenges. To learn to be a conduit for divine inspiration. To be patient and to wait for alignment and right timing before taking action. To be at peace with stewardship for ideas, and to learn to trust the divine trajectory of an inspiration. Mastery. The ability to cultivate a deep relationship with the divine muse. To nurture the inspirational fruits of the muse, and to serve as a steward for an inspiration by aligning the idea energetically and preparing the way by laying foundational action and building. I am a divine conduit for inspiration. Through me, new ideas from the divine are born. I tend to my inspirations, give them love and energy, and prepare the way for their manifestations in the material world. This deep resting period in your life marks a moment of intentional healing and self-care. More than just integral to your wellness, it is integral to your being at this time, body, mind, and spirit. How you heal is your choice, and you can find quiet regeneration through sleep or other restorative practices like meditation, journaling, energy healing, etc. Consciously decide to slow down and process before sprinting ahead. The hustle can be tumultuous and demanding, and the only person who can really direct your own radical recovery is you. Tend to your wounds as you may be on the verge of burnout. Your nest will grow around you as you sleep, and the landscape of your life will shift beautifully as you fall into your own rejuvenating energy. In your dream state, you will transmute and transform your experiences and emerge renewed, whole, and ready to rise. But first, you must rest. Sweet dreams, sweet chickadee. We cannot change the cards we are dealt, just how we play the hand. Randy Pausch. The appearance of the cherry blossom signifies the end of one season and heralds the beginning of another. The blooms bring you an important reminder to appreciate each moment you are in, understanding that nothing lasts forever. Every moment is a new opportunity to make changes, to commit to a certain course of action, and to hold love in your heart for all that is. Reside deep in the moment. Drink it all in. The feelings, the smells, the taste, the sounds. As each cycle draws to a close, rest assured in the knowledge that you made the most of every opportunity. When the day is over and the light begins to fade, ask yourself, did I live today as if it were my last? If the answer is yes, then you can rest assured in the knowledge that you spent your time well. If the answer is no, remember that every moment brings with it a new opportunity not to be wasted. Use this knowledge not as punishment, but as an impetus to seize every sunrise with a renewed sense of optimism for what is to come. The beauty of a cherry blossom serves as a reminder of the changing seasons and to appreciate the beauty of each cycle as time continues to turn. Nothing remains the same forever. As the sun sets on this moment of my life, I give thanks and look towards the dawning of tomorrow with renewed optimism for what lies before me. To receive, you must release. It can be terrifying to let go of aspects of your life, but it is necessary for your optimal growth. Holding on will only keep you stuck in a static, unfulfilling routine. It may feel as if the world is crumbling around you and everything you've worked for is suddenly falling away. But what if this isn't actually the case at all? What if everything falling away is removing itself so the new can take hold? When we hold on to what wants to be released, we are resisting the natural flow of life. Shifts are happening all around you. Think of it as spring cleaning for your soul. The things that are falling away, let them. As you do, you open yourself up to more of what is aligned to the emerging you. The universe has a beautiful plan for you, but you must let go of what you think your life is supposed to look like so you can welcome in the life you are truly made for. Divine assignment. As you step away from what no longer serves you, you are being asked to shatter illusions of separation, which is why you may feel as if so much is crumbling around you. Use this time to reflect and realign. Go inward and really get clear about who you are, what you stand for, and what matters most to you. When you are aligned with your truth, which is love, you have nothing to fear. Remind yourself, things aren't falling apart. Everything is simply falling into place. Surrender to joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling. During both the hard and easy times, keep surrendering to more joy. When we are truly in a spirit of adventure, we are moving just like this child, full of trust, out of the darkness of the forest, into the rainbow of the light. We go step by step, drawn by our sense of wonder into the unknown. Adventure really has nothing to do with plans and maps and programs and organization. The page of rainbows represents a quality that can come to us anywhere, at home or in the office, in the wilderness or in the city, in a creative project or in our relationships with others. Whenever we move into the new and unknown with the trusting spirit of a child, innocent and open and vulnerable, even the smallest things of life can become the greatest adventures. And in the words of Osho, Zen says truth has nothing to do with authority. Truth has nothing to do with tradition. Truth has nothing to do with the past. Truth is a radical, personal realization. You have to come to it. Knowledge is certain. The search for personal knowledge is very, very hazardous. Nobody can guarantee it. If you ask me if I can guarantee anything, I say I cannot guarantee you anything. I can only guarantee danger. That much is certain. I can only guarantee you a long adventure with every possibility of going astray and never reaching the goal. But one thing is certain. The very search will help you to grow. I can guarantee only growth. Danger will be there. Sacrifice will be there. You will be moving every day into the unknown, into the uncharted, and there will be no map to follow, no guide to follow. Yes, there are millions of dangers, and you can go astray and you can get lost, but that is the only way one grows. Insecurity is the only way to grow. To face danger is the only way to grow. To accept the challenge of the unknown is the only way to grow. The Hierophant, Newton's laws of motion. The Hierophant represents orthodoxy and tradition, the accumulated wisdom of our culture. Newton's three laws of motion are the foundation of modern physics. Until Einstein's theories of relativity, they were believed to be universal and absolute. The three laws describe the interplay of physical forces between objects and their environment. The Hierophant represents spiritual tradition, and in older decks is portrayed as the Pope. Isaac Newton plays this role in the quantum tarot, for his theories represent the bedrock of tradition upon which all 20th and 21st century physics has been built. The Hierophant requires that we acknowledge and respect tradition. His authority may be less earthly than that of the emperor, but he has behind him many generations of accumulated wisdom. He offers us a firm foundation for our endeavors. We just have to be careful that this firmness and solidity do not become too rigid and intransigent. In the sparkly water of the forest stream, otters plunge into the cold waters and resurface to race to the shore and then plunge back into the water. Small ones, big ones, otters of all sizes join in the fray. The brook seems to be laughing with joy with their antics. Your dreams can come true. Truly. However, there are a few steps necessary for this to occur. First, believe that you deserve it. Know that you are worthy. You are. Act as if your dreams had already come true. Move your body like someone whose desires have manifested. Most important, you must also take action in the direction of your dreams. This is not the time to sit around and passively wait for things to turn out. Give deeply and fully of who you are, for the more that you give, the more that you will receive. Allow your emotions and feelings to flow. Don't repress or suppress the truth of your soul. As you focus on gratitude for what you already have, more joy and abundance will grow in your life. Water energy traditionally represents your feelings and emotions. As in all things, too much emotion can be depleting, and too little emotion can be draining. When your emotion flows as clearly as a mountain stream, then you are at a pivotal time to distinctly state your intentions and dreams, and the forces of the universe will answer and support your dreams coming true. The spirit of water says, water flows in cycles, and right now you are in a cycle of manifesting your dreams. Don't stop the flow by doubting or hesitating. Allow your emotions the freedom to be expressed. Timing is everything, and right now is your time. A miracle can be described as an extraordinary event or occurrence in our everyday reality that cannot be explained within our existing paradigm or belief system, and is therefore attributed to a higher or supernatural cause. Our belief in the possibility of miracles is closely connected to our belief in the divine itself, and, with that belief, our trust in the unlimited possibilities the universe can provide. In these changing times, in the new energy, multidimensionality is rapidly saturating almost all areas of our lives and being. There is much we don't understand and cannot explain within our current way of thinking. When we relax and accept that we are in an era of many mysteries yet to be revealed, we can start living our lives with the expectation that miracles and benevolent change can happen in any moment. In the miracle activation, the color purple indicates the deep connection to the divine or source. The yellow refers to our sense of self as we realize that we are spiritual beings in a corporeal body, an expression of the divine. There are 9 light sources around, a number that stands for completion and indicates the ultimate realization that we are one with Source. It's time to launch a new project. The ideas that have been gestating within you are ready to manifest. With attentive care and feeding, miracles can abound. The universe wants you to know perhaps there is a quality, project, or talent within you that wants to be born. You have been nurturing and caring for it, and this is the perfect moment to share it with the world. Release it and let it soar. Give birth to your hopes and dreams. Timing is everything, and the time is now. Joy is born of living in happiness, grace, and gratitude. It is the celebration of life and your own role in it. Part of your soul makeup is having the keen awareness that you are full of abundance and are most fulfilled when you serve others. Indeed, when you are in touch with your divine self, you want to share this celebratory feeling with everyone you encounter. In tune with the vibration of joy, you are content, serene, and full of incredible spiritual confidence. Once you realize that the hardest lessons on earth serve your highest good, you get a glimpse of true joy waiting in the wings. You can move forward with your life, recognizing that so-called struggles really just arise so that you can conquer them and come through the experience triumphant, feeling proud of your actions. One look is all it takes to see how much ojas someone has. Have people been coming up to you and telling you how healthy, rested, and happy you look? This is ojas. Ojas is the subtle essence related to health and well-being with which you are filled. You radiate good health with your glowing skin, peaceful demeanor, and patient essence. Your dietary and lifestyle choices are showing up in your appearance, and your inner state is reflecting in your outer. Continue caring for your sacred vessel and nourishing your body with the foods and practices that make you thrive. If you feel like this energy is blocked or challenged in your life right now, has your personal health taken a back seat to other matters? This must change. The only way you can truly care for others is if you've taken care of yourself first. You must put on your own air mask before you can attend to the needs of others. Make time for sleep, cooking, meditating, and yoga. Though you may feel that you don't have time for these things, the truth is you won't have much time without them. Harmony makes the song of life sweeter. Forgiveness. You'll find freedom in forgiveness. Welsh waters. How you love yourself is the first lesson you teach others on how to love you. The waters reflect your nature in pure truth. Gather and carry pine for protection and peace. Do not look for validation in others. Be uniquely you and follow your own path. Transcendence. Transcend your mind's limitations and allow your soul's light to truly shine. Ambition. Set your sights beyond the horizon. Friends. Spend more time with your friends. Share your thoughts with someone who understands you. Love never fails. 1 Corinthians 13:8. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. Awareness, like water, is meant to flow easily without interruption. I am awake. I am aware. I flow like water. You are entering the presence of the truly great and sublime divinity. It is without form, yet exists within all forms. It is humbling and yet asks nothing of you. It just is. And when we encounter it, we are moved beyond words, beyond mind, and into realms of the heart that we may never have experienced before. It takes a brave soul to meet the towering majesty of divine presence. It can be a terrifying experience as limitations, preconceived notions, and identities crumble in the wake of its light. You are being brought to this place out of love because you are ready. Your soul has been craving connection to something so much larger than itself, to find something worthy to which it can devote itself entirely. This greatness is becoming available to you now, to be witness to the extent that is helpful, so that you may find the greater purpose of service which your heart craves. You are ready. This oracle brings you comfort that your inner path, your opening up to direct experience of the divine presence, is happening now, according to divine timing and grace. This is also confirmation that you are connecting with your spiritual guidance more consciously now, and that any sense of self that appears to be falling away from you now is because your divinity has outgrown it, and a new awareness is taking its place. Mighty sentinels connecting heaven and earth, wisdom of the ancients, waiting for those who listen in the quiet. While tension can be an important part of growth, there are times when it can become unnecessarily destructive, causing fatigue and killing off our sense of love, serenity, and trust. Although you may not consciously recognize a war being waged within, you will still feel its effect over time. It could be bone-deep weariness. You may experience difficulty in genuinely sustaining hope because you are so tired, feeling defeated rather than optimistic about being able to create the sort of life for yourself that you want. The divine's compassion seeks to protect us from suffering that is not in some way ultimately helpful to the growth and well-being of the soul. You have the mental strength to let go of a conflict, to stop trying to shame yourself or another out of fear. You have the courage to respect life and the right each being has to choose their own way to be in the world. This is not about allowing disrespect. It is about setting boundaries within that bring you peace, so you realize the actions of others are not about you, but about their own inner state of being. This frees you to choose what you wish to invite into your world and into your heart, where you dwell in the love of the divine's peaceful sanctuary. You can be as you wish to be, and surrender your inner struggles into their loving care. It is time to stop beating yourself up or allowing anyone else to bully you in any way. This is not about fighting fire with fire or trying to control another, but about building your spiritual connection from the inside to feel stronger and more peaceful from within. You could think of it as rising above, from a place of fear or shame, anger or fatigue, into a place of contentment and peace in your own heart. When you make that choice, you connect with the divine and can receive their help. The oracle brings a message that whatever has been troubling you is about to be resolved, even if your mind wonders if that is even possible. Allow a higher power to show you the best way to handle things. That can happen more easily if you stop adding thought, energy, and action into the fray, and to let it unravel and lose steam of its own volition. Then we have a healing process. Say this prayer silently or aloud 3 times. Divine and Spirit, who love me without condition, may your hand gentle the war. I ask for the grace of your intervention, protection, and liberation. Please help me drop the conflict I am holding, consciously or unconsciously, within myself and in the world. May the touch of your gracious hand prevent further violence. May the wisdom of your inner light reveal the superior way to resolution. May the power of your gentleness prevail over fear and ignorance. May the mercy of your heart bring clear guidance and divine inspiration to those who suffer and are in need of sweetness and consolation. Through my own free will, so be it. You have completed your healing process. If you have drawn this sigil, you are currently in denial in this situation. The question is, what are you avoiding admitting to or accepting? Denial is refusing to accept or admit to the truth of the reality of something unpleasant. An example of this is a person who has been left by their spouse and who continues to think and speak and act as if they are just on vacation. When we can't deal with, change, or eliminate something painful, in order to avoid despair, we simply deny whatever is painful. But it is a powerfully unconscious state of being, because to slip into denial, a person has to stop seeing, feeling, and hearing any proof to contradict it. At some level, they have to go into a bubble so as not to be reached by the proof of the world. You might think that denial is a good tool. After all, if someone can ignore proof in a law of attraction-based universe and focus on what they want to be true, they will manifest that into reality instead. Right? Wrong. Denial is a state of resistance and suppression. It is a pushing against what is unwanted. It is a refusal to accept something. It is a war with what is. And whatever we resist persists. Keep in mind that denial is not just about denying that there is a problem. Some people see there is a problem, but their denial comes in the form of minimizing the impact it has on their lives, excusing it, forgetting it, or rationalizing it. Denial does not work because unless you know where you actually are, you cannot know where you want to be, and you can't take the appropriate step between here and there. The lurking shadow underneath the denial is that the person who is in denial knows in some place inside himself or herself that they are lying to themselves. One of the most dangerous places for there to be denial is in relationships. Denial in a relationship makes a relationship impossible. People may be in the same room physically, but they are in different realities completely, and usually the one who is not coping with denial is in torment, because they are not just alone, they are alone in their pain. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid I might be in denial about right now? Make a list. Denial runs deep, but often it doesn't run deep enough to totally silence the little voice inside that is warning you about the potential truth of an unpleasant reality. Then ask yourself with each item on the list, if the voice of denial were not so loud, what would the unpleasant voice underneath it be saying to me about this situation? See if you can really accept these unpleasant truths. Acceptance is the opposite of denial and avoidance. What does it mean to accept something? To accept is to recognize something as valid or correct. Doing this makes your being consent to receiving it and digesting it as truth, instead of fighting to not acknowledge it and not take it in. Acceptance has nothing to do with condoning something or condemning something. It has nothing to do with whether you want to change something or not. It is simply about being able to acknowledge something as valid enough to let that acknowledgement in instead of fighting to keep it out. If you have drawn this sigil, take a look at the situation and ask yourself, what am I unwilling to accept in this situation? Why am I unwilling to accept that? If I accepted that, what would it mean, or what bad thing would happen?